hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I've got the camera, I'm hoping, in the right position. So all we're going to do today, I'm just going to show you how I maintain my machines. This is just how I do it. Is it the right way? Maybe. It works for me, but so I did put a photo on a link to all of this, but I'll go through it again. They're the little tools. If you wish to use tools, these are the ones that I would recommend. And they're going to take this less than an hour to print it. Clean, brand new microfiber cloth. Here is my bamboo grease, or lubricant oil, sorry, not the grease. This is a lubricant oil. I'm going to use this one for the purpose of this video, but I normally would use Mr. Super Lube, or this one here. So, but we'll use the bamboo one. White grease, again, I'm using the bamboo one for this video. Comes in these little sachets. A torch, I always have a torch so I can get in and look at everything. This is my blower. This is off Temu. These are really good. So that's it. And I've got paper towel cut into little squares and large sheets as well. Isopropyl alcohol. And a cold drink, because I always get really anxious and nervous when I do these videos and I always need a cold drink. So I'm going to have a drink of that now. Isopropyl alcohol. So, oh, and I've got more paper towel if we need it, but we shouldn't do. Right, so I've left this a few weeks. Usually for me, because I use my machine so much, I'll do this every couple of weeks. Or if I notice it's getting grubby. I've left this one deliberately a little bit longer than I normally do, so that it is quite grubby, as you will see. Alright, so the very first thing I do, because we're going to do this rail, and we're going to do the rail underneath here. The very first thing I'm going to do is blow everything out. So I'm going to use my blower. And get in here. Do my fan. Get all in here. The reason I do this is because I'm going to take this cover off. So you just lift at the back, jiggle it. This is, I hate trying to remove these. I always feel like I'm going to break it, but you're not actually going to break it. It's okay. And I slide that cover out. That gives me access to here. So the reason I blow everything out is you end up with, no matter how clean and tidy you are, you will end up with dust, but you'll also end up with little tiny bits of filament. So we're going to blow all of those out. See, look in here. And I'm really, really particular with my machines. And you still end up with it. So we're going to blow all that out. See it all coming out. I'll vacuum the floors later. So get in here. Right, so that's the first thing I do. That's done. I can take the cover off of this, put here, and I can get in. That's all given a good clean. Chuck that away now. Don't need it. Not chuck it away, but you know what I mean. Don't need that cover off, so we're going to do this another time. But now we're just going to do our rails, our X, Y, Zs, and our lead screws at the side here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is clean our lead screws. I don't have this machine turned on. They do recommend you turn it on and you use the manual to pull it up, the manual feed to pull it all up. Pull it all down. I prefer when I'm cleaning just to do it gently by hand, but it's up to you how you do it. So microfiber cloths, we're going to clean our lead screws. Our lead screws are these big screws here at the side, and if I wipe my finger along, you'll see they get a lot of black build up on them, black grease. We're going to just give these a clean with our microfiber cloth and some isopropyl alcohol. So, not being fussy. We put it on there. I put my middle finger, pop it in here, and I'm just going to slowly move this up and down and move my cloth up and down at the same time. And this is going to clean my lead screws off. Oops. And look, it's pretty gross. So now I'm going to do a little bit more. So that's that. Clean on the top here. Now, you can use this one here with the screw on it, and you can use that to do it. I don't find it cleans it anywhere near as well, but you can do it. I like the cloth. That's just how I do it. I'm going to turn it inside out. I'm going to put some more isopropyl alcohol on. I'm going to do the other side. So we have lead screws left and right. I'm going to pull it up. Like I said, this is supposed to be on. It's not. So again, middle finger, jam it in there. Move this up and down, which turns my screw. And we're just going to go up and down and clean it. Okay. Roll it over, do a bit more. You want to do it so that all the black's gone off the outer edge and it's silver. And then give all this here a wipe as well. Again, clean on this top bit here. It gets a bit of a build up there. Give it a clean, get your finger in. I'm going to get as much of that grease out as you can, that old dirty grease, because we're going to put nice new grease in a second. Doesn't normally take as long as I'm taking. It's just because I'm trying to explain it, and I'm trying not to block the camera. There we go. That's it there. That bit's done. That's all nice and clean. The next step is to grease it. Now, you can use this tool here. Dab your grease on, use this tool, run it up and down, and do it that way and grease it that way. Again, you can use the screw one too. I'm going to show you how to do it with just a finger. Because remembering, I don't do just one machine or even two. I do 9 at a time. Sometimes I do 11. And the resin printers as well. So I'm just going to use my finger. Right, here's our grease. So again, make sure this is all the way down to the bottom. Open your grease. This is how I do it. I just put some on my finger. And I go dot, 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 dot. Not blob, dot. All the way up. Same thing on this side. Get it to the tip of your finger so you can really get in there. Dot, 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 dot. All the way up. Like that. Wipe it off the edge because you don't want it on the edge. Dot, 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 dot. So, grease for your lead screws. Oil for everything else. Grease is sticky, so you don't want sticky on these rails. Okay, wipe it off my finger. Now what I'm going to do, you would normally have this on and you would run it up and you'd run it down manually. I'm going to do it this way. Please don't do it this way unless you are very, very confident with how gentle you are. And I can already feel how much better this is sliding up and down. Again, you can use this tool here. And all you do is you just put it in here and let it do the grease. I don't think there's any need. Alright, it's a great little set though. I put a big chunk of grease there. I'm just going to remove this chunk of grease here because there's quite a bit there I don't like. Just going to get in. Just too much there. There. Get that out of there. Okay, so we've greased our lead screws. I'm going to use a clean part of my microfiber cloth. I'm just going to clean up any extra that I put on the edge here, which I tend to do. There we go, that's nice and clean. Alright, I didn't wipe the grease off. The grease is still on the lead screws. Now we're going to clean this here. Pull it up. Again, use your controls. Don't do what I'm doing. Okay, so that's this one here. This little tweezer thing. We've got our piece of paper towel, clean, lint-free paper towel. Isopropyl alcohol. Oops, I spilt it everywhere. That's alright. That's okay. There we go. Right, put it on your cloth. Pop it on here. So that's this silver bit here. Use your tweezers. And we're going to go along and we're going to clean along here. So, clean on that. Now, this has only been 3 weeks. You can see how dirty this gets. So move that out of the way. Cleaning it. And what you can also do is you've got a little edge on here. You can just pop that in there and get in that groove. There. Rightio. Right. That's all nice and clean. And we're going to oil this. So no grease. Do not grease these rails. Right, we only grease our lead screws. We're going to oil this rail. And I can feel, can you hear that? It's sort of a slight scream. Alright, we're going to use this. This is a little cap thing. And it lets, I don't know if you can see, the oil comes out there. We need a little bit. We don't need a lot. We just need a little bit in here. Along here. Nothing major. Just a little bit underneath. Again, it's just a tiny bit. It's not very much. I use my finger and get it in there. I'll run it back and forwards a couple of times. I'll do this end here. I didn't get any out here, so we'll put some up here. There we go. Again, just use my finger to clean it up a bit. You don't want a lot, you just want a little bit in there. That is much better. I can feel it. I don't think you can so much hear it, but I can feel that that is better. So that's that done. We've done that. We've done our lead screws. Now we're going to do underneath. This is the one that you get the reminder pops up. It tells you to grease your Y axis. That's this. I'll take my build plate off. I've already taken my cover off, so I've got access to all this. I'll push it all the way back. I'll start here. I'm going to give this a bit of a clean. Again, we're just going to use, you can use a microfiber cloth or you can use some dry paper towel. Don't need to use isopropyl alcohol on this, just give it a little wipe. Have a look in here. Make sure there's no filament stuck. Just have a really good look. I actually have a piece of filament down there, so I'm going to get that out. I don't want that in there. There we go, got it. There it is. So that was down the side. So just have a really good look in here. Get everything out. Give it a nice wipe. Pull it forward and wipe the back. Again, same thing. Have a look. Make sure there's no filament. And I can actually see a piece there. Where's my stand? I usually have things I can gently get in here with. There it is. Right. So that's quite a big piece that was down in there. So your blower doesn't get everything out, so do have a look. Right. Again, it's only been 3 weeks, and you can see how dirty it gets in there. So again, wipe this end. So same as you did in the front. Deal with this, I always deal with this in 2 parts, back and the front. So, pushing that back again. We're going to put some grease, and I'm not sure you can see, but certainly on the Bamboo website, they give you a really good view of this. But you've got a little groove down the side here. It's what everything clips into and slides along. You want to get your grease in there. You don't need it up top here. You don't want anything there. You want it in this groove. So again, we're going to use our little tool, and we're going to go in here. And I'll put just a little bit. We don't need a lot. And I use my finger and I push it into that groove. Right, like that. Not wiping it off, we're just sort of pushing it in that groove. Pulling it forward. Try not to get anything on this bit. Again, do the back. A little bit of oil. There. So, oops, need a bit more there. And again, using my finger, getting it in that groove. You'll feel it, you'll see it. Get it in the groove. Right, if you get any of that oil up top here, just give it a little wipe down. Again, front and back, deal with it in 2 parts. Now we're just going to slide this back and forwards a couple times. And I can certainly feel the difference there. It feels so much better. Alright, I'm going to put our cover back on. We're nearly finished. So I do this every 2 to 3 weeks. Sometimes more, depending on my volume of print, depending on what I'm printing. Bamboo recommends you do it every 3 months, I think it is. 1 month for the y-axis and then 3 months for everything else. It really just depends on how often you use your printer. I hate putting this cover back on. And it doesn't matter how many times I do it, I still hate it. Alright, cover's back on. I just feel like you're going to break it. You won't. Okay, I'm just going to now give this hero wipe with some isopropyl alcohol and paper towel. There we go. Don't be scared of your machine. Alright, doing all these things does two things. Firstly, it maintains your machines, and it means you're far less likely to get things go wrong. But it also familiarises you with its parts. And I think that's really important. So, and I fixed so many machines that literally if just a bit of maintenance was done regularly, I wouldn't have to. Alright, so that's today's. I'm just going to wipe that off the plastic. Alright, that's today's what we're doing. I'll do some more videos like this. I'm going to show you how to change out your gears. I will show you how to replace a heat block as well. So I'm going to do a few different videos. But for now, that's it. Oh, wash your build plate, warm soapy water, let it air dry, then wipe it off with some isopropyl alcohol and a lid-free cloth. Keep your build plates clean. And don't be afraid to glue. If you need glue, use glue. I don't care what anyone says. If you need glue on your plate to get better adhesion, and if it avoids the big blob of death, use glue. There's no shame in it. I don't care what any bloody elitist prick on the printing website says. Use glue if you need to. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.